That sound bums me out. You know why? Because that means I'm out of coffee. I don't like being out of coffee very often. Sometimes it's okay, like when you're vibrating. And then you realize you're out of coffee and you're like, well, maybe that's all right. First question. I understand you've recently lost quite a bit in your life. In terms of a job, why didn't you decide to become an audio engineer and record for other bands? Really, because there's no money in that. To get your name out there, you have to constantly do the work, but in order to do the work, your name has to be constantly out there. So oftentimes, you know, some of my audio engineer friends, they have a spouse that, you know, has a decent paying office job or something like that, so they can be supported while they go and pursue that audio engineer job. Now, oftentimes, it's just simply tough to get into that kind of setting or studio. Now, I am now lucky now that I don't have a job or a wife or anything like that, but my name is out there. I can utilize a studio, something like Fastback, and go and record drums there, and then everyone comes back to my place and then we record the rest of the album, which I'm totally open to doing now. And now that I don't have any of those obligations, I can totally start doing that kind of thing, and I probably will. I'm gonna revamp the website and offer some services and stuff like that, but you know, locally, I think I would like to get into that whole thing because I need more practice doing entire records for other people anyway. New album anytime soon? Not from me personally. I lasted the Fire Breather EP in 2013, and that was really, really awesome, and I had a really good time doing that. But I have since post-divorce and all that stuff, I have formed a band with my good buddy Jared Dines called Rest Repose, and I think you guys are going to hear a lot of familiar material because I'm just, you know, I'm kind of funneling all my songwriting into that. And so we're doing a couple of tunes. You can go to the Facebook down below in the description if you want. Come say hi. We're currently looking for a singer locally, not in Australia or something. But yeah, we're gonna be looking for a singer and then playing some shows and doing some things soon. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, so the next record I do is probably gonna be that one. And having two audio guys, myself and Mr. Jared Dines, it should sound pretty good. And if it doesn't, then we're just lazy. Favorite Lamb of God album? Ooh, that is a tough one. The newest album that just came out is definitely my album of the year so far. Favorite Lamb of God album would have to be Ashes of the Wake. I just love that album so much, and it was really pivotal in me rethinking how I thought of metal. I worked on cars professionally for many, many years, and when that album came out, a customer had it, and he had this huge jacked up truck, and I had to pull it in, and I was a suspension guy. So I used to do alignments and replace, you know, struts and all that kind of stuff. And I had to pull in this gigantic lifted truck, and he had the new at the time, Ashes of the Wake, blasting on his stereo. So I pull in the pickup truck, and the Faded Line comes on, and I was just like, what is this? This is the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my life. And then ever since then, I've just been a huge Lamb of God fan. But yeah, Ashes of the Wake, definitely. Thoughts on baritone guitars? I think baritone guitars are often overlooked for people who may like detuning but not necessarily enjoy a 7 or 8 string. For me personally, I just liked to detune a 6 string, and it sounds silly, but I totally forgotten baritones even existed because really you don't see them that often. You know, the Mike Mushock PRS model is probably the most visible and most successful baritone ever made, but really I hadn't even given it a thought. So I'd gotten some 7 strings from Schecter a few years ago that you guys saw on this channel, and I was just using those to detune and play low tuned things. I actually wasn't utilizing all of the strings in any way, shape, or form, and I would get a lot of flack for that. And as soon as I switched to a 6-string baritone, my whole world opened up, and I largely built that channel, this channel, on my Evertuned Schecter baritone guitar. I owe a lot to that guitar and my other Schecter, Betty White, the Solo 6 for that matter. But yeah, if you're looking to detune and just play heavy and you don't want huge telephone cables for strings, check out a 6-string baritone. Schecter makes a good one. PRS makes a good one. I don't know if ESP makes theirs anymore. They did for a while. They made a Viper baritone. But yeah, have a look at the Baritones if you guys like detuning. This week, I suggest to you Sleep Makes Waves. I really like Sleep Makes Waves, and they were recently suggested to me on Twitter. And this band is amazing. Kind of cloud kickery, kind of not at all. And awesome band, awesome band. Love the Cartography. Is a wonderful, wonderful album. I just bought it. I'm really, really enjoying it. I thought you guys would dig it too. Give them a like on Facebook. They don't have very many likes at all. They were touring with some bands down in Australia and the UK recently. But definitely keep a lookout for a show. And if you see one, please go to it and tell them Fluff sent you and that I say hello. That's all I got for you guys this week. You guys have been wonderful. I have been Fluff. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. 1, 2.